Hello, welcome to my channel. This is Awaken Taurus 1111. If you are a new viewer and not already subscribed to my channel, please take time to go down now and subscribe. Hit that bell notification to get future updates from my videos. If you're a returning viewer, thank you for coming back. And today I'm going to talk about Mars through the Zodiac signs. So Mars is the planet of action. It's the planet that gets you going. It's the planet where your drive comes from. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each Mars placement in each sign and tell a little bit about it. If you don't know what your Mars sign is, you can always go and reference my videos where I show you how to pull your birth chart, and it will pull up all of your signs. Typically Mars will stay in a sign for about 2 months. So it changes like every 2 months. So go look that up if you don't know it. It's very interesting to see what your Mars resides in. All right, so we'll get started with the video and we'll go through each one.
Okay, before we go into the Mars placement in each sign, let's talk a little bit about Mars in general first. So Mars is the fourth planet from the sun. It's about half the size of the Earth. And a year on Mars is about 2 Earth years. So it takes Mars around 2 Earth years to make its way all the way around the sun. From Earth, Mars has like a reddish color in the sky. And this is because its surface is mostly iron oxide, so that kind of accounts for the reddish color. Mars spends about 2 months in each zodiac sign as it travels around the sun. And each one of these signs brings a different type of energy into Mars. And that's why it's important to look into your specific placement in Mars, because with Mars being the planet of action, it does kind of change the way you get going, what drives you, things like that. So knowing your placement can really help you understand yourself a lot more. So going back to Mars spending 2 months in each zodiac sign, this typically is the case, but however, there are times where Mars does go retrograde, like most other planets. So in a case where it has gone retrograde, it could stay in a particular sign longer than normal. And just remember, anytime a planet is in retrograde, the energy more goes internally versus when the planet is direct, it's more external. So in general, the energy that comes from Mars is like a planet of action. It's a planet of assertiveness, forcefulness, sex drive, and aggression. And it's really the planet that stirs and drives your passions for life. Okay, so now I'll go into each placement from Mars in each zodiac sign. So we'll go through each zodiac sign in order. So we'll start with Mars in Aries. Mars in Aries is at its home. So this is its sign that it naturally rules. And people with Mars in Aries will be self-confident. They'll be very blunt. They have a type of fiery passion and personality to them. They aggressively go after what they want in life. So it's more of that bold, confident energy that you see with people that have placements with Mars in Aries. Next would be Mars in Taurus. So Mars in Taurus individuals, they have like this persistent effort, and to them, success really means accumulating wealth and possessions. They have a slow and steady type drive to them when it comes to their success. When they create something, they have like a great deal of tenacity. Almost like you just don't give up. Even if things don't pan out the way you wanted them maybe the first time around, they stay at it. And they can almost create anything as long as they can envision what they're creating, envision that goal or that completion. Next is Mars and Gemini. So the Mars and Gemini individual, they will have a very energetic mind. They're almost like brilliantly intellectual. They can be very incisive and practical about how they do things and how they come to solutions. And they can come to a conclusion in almost an instant because their mind is able to grasp things so quickly. And they also inspire others through written and spoken word. Next, we'll talk about an individual with Mars in a Cancer placement. So these people, they have like a subtle power to them. They have a great strength of will, but it never seems to be like fully released. They can cling to relationships that do not make them happy. They can also have like reactions of outburst of temper. And they really need to be successful. They need an outlet to get the pent up energy out of them. Next is an individual with Mars in a Leo placement. Now this is an interesting one because it's kind of like a fire on fire type personality. So these people are never ordinary people. They have a innate ability to grab the attention and the affections of others, people around them, like no one else can. They're creative in their work, and they naturally attract like powerful friends and allies into their lives. Next is an individual that has a placement of Virgo in Mars. So these people can be very ambitious and proud. They are very strong-willed people. In their work, they are very calculating, but can also be like quietly determined. These people are usually successful in professions where they can control their emotions, and that asset becomes an advantage by doing that. And then they really have to be careful for when they put a plan of action in place, not to get bogged down into too much detail. Next is the individual who has a Mars placement in Libra. So these people, they spend an enormous amount of energy and time in forming relationships. And any kind of like crudeness, like crude behavior, really turns them off. They're in their work ethic, there's a lot of beauty and balance to what they do. And they really believe passionately in being fair and things, just like most Libras, it's about that justice and fairness. So they really hold tight to those values. Next is an individual who has a placement with Scorpio in their Mars placement. So their planet is in the planet Mars is in Scorpio. So these individuals, they are very persistent and intense in most things that they do. Their efforts and their energy that is always typically directed towards a purpose or a goal. There's no wasted movement in their energy. It's very concise, it's very passionate, and it's very purposeful in everything that they do in life. Next is a individual whose Mars placement is in the sign of Sagittarius. So these people are very courageous, they're independent, they're very bold in their actions and what they bring. But however, they can be easily distracted in situations. However, even though they may be easily distracted, they can still accomplish things in record time. And they really, when they meet somebody new, they form great first impressions because of the personality and the energy that they bring. Next is a individual who has a Mars placement in Capricorn. So these individuals, they signify force and energy that's kept under control. They can be fierce and magnetic and commanding. They also have a lot of vigor and dynamic force to them. But they can also be like a quiet, self-reliant person as well. They really have the ability to direct and channel their energy into the direction that serves them best. Next is an individual who has a placement with Mars in Aquarius. So Mars and Aquarius individuals, they can act quickly, especially when it involves like the mental plane. They can make quick decisions. They are, typically they orient themselves in a variety of different types of projects. They have acute insights into like human nature. And then they really believe in reform and fighting for freedom, fighting for the people and what is best for humanity. Okay, and the last sign that we'll go through is an individual who has a Mars in Pisces. So these individuals, they really know how to stir the feelings up and grab your emotions. They have a compelling imagination. They're very receptive to the environment that they're in. They tend to shoulder responsibilities of others and not even complain about it. And then they are very sensuous and have very deep passions.
I hope you enjoyed this little journey through the Mars placements in each zodiac sign. If you have any questions for me, leave me a comment. If you're having trouble finding your Mars placement, you can also leave me a comment and I can help with that. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe down below and I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye.